Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be doing something different. I won't be doing a makeup tutorial. As you can see, my base is done, my face is done. I have primer, foundation, concealer, bronzer, highlight, brows, blush, all that great stuff. All I am missing is my eyelids. I'm missing my eyes. I haven't done my eyes, and a lip. I haven't decided what lip, so that's why I haven't put on a lip. But today's video is more of like a how to blank do something, and as you can see by the title of this video, I will be showing you how to apply eyeshadow. The reason I decided to do this video was because I have some friends who are curious as to how to apply eyeshadow, what color goes where, and all the great things about applying eyeshadow. They are curious about it. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing today. And so if you're interested in how to apply eyeshadow, if you're like a beginner, if you've never really done eyeshadow before, or you know, just put some on and wasn't really sure, or weren't happy with how it looked, then maybe this video will help you. I don't consider myself like a professional at this. I didn't start makeup till like 2 years ago, so but of course I've learned some things. I've read some things on how to do makeup, and I wouldn't consider myself to be terrible. Hopefully not. But yeah, so I'm going to show you like the products that I'll be using. Like, as a beginner, you don't need something really expensive, something big to do your eyeshadow. Obviously, you don't want to invest on something so expensive and, you know, not know how to do it, just have it there. So I personally, my first palette, I wouldn't consider it a palette, but it was this huge thing like this, and it was cheap. It was from Ross actually, and it had all these bunch of colors, and there's just a section I would always go to. I would always go to the browns and the golds. That was it. So but then the first after that thing that I bought was this right here, and this is from Hard Candy. It's Hard Candy. It's the Natural Eyes Natural Eyeshadow Palette, and this is what it looks like inside. It's a mess. I mean, there's used to be an eyeshadow primer, a brush, and like a little pamphlet, like a little booklet of how, like, what kind of looks you could do with the eyeshadows here. So this is what I would use. This is messy, isn't it? Yes. These were like my go-to colors. I would always create a look with this because this was cheap. This is like $8, so it's pretty cheap, I would say. There's cheaper palettes. I know Wet n Wild has like a $5 one, and it has a really pretty selection of colors, and it's various difference. This is what I picked up at the time. I really like this. It does the job. I felt like it did the job done for me personally. And some other eyeshadow palettes that I think are really good from the drugstore. Well, not really drugstore. I got this, like all of these shadows, these palettes are from Walmart, so you can just get them at Walmart. It's the City Minute palette from Maybelline New York in collaboration with Shayla. I think this is a really good palette. It's really cute and compact. And then another one is this one. If you're into the more pinky colors, it's the, oh shoot, I had it backwards. It's the City Mini palette, and it is the Downtown Sunrise, and this one is just the City Mini palette. Another one that I really like, it's for like mattes if you're not really into the shimmery shades. It's this from e.l.f. I really like this one. It is their Matte for Matte eyeshadow palette, the Summer Breeze, and this is what it looks like in the inside. I really like these shades as well. So these are just things, these are just palettes you can just get at your local Walmart, and you'd be good to go to create an eye look with. You don't need a huge palette. And when it comes to brushes, I do have Morphe brushes. I do have a lot of different kind of brushes, but you can always get some at Walmart too. And I recently found these because I always go to that makeup aisle, but I got these from Walmart, and they're $1. They're $1. They cost $1, and I think they're really good brushes. I used them last time, and I was really impressed. I was like, these are so easy to use, and for like this one is the blending eye brush. I really like this one for my crease. I have this one. I just bought this one like yesterday, and this is the concealer brush. I could probably use this for a cut crease. And then I have a smudge brush in this one, and then I have the eye crease brush. This one's the one I like for the crease, sorry. And I think they're good brushes. They're $1. There's some that are $2, which are the bigger ones, but these right here were $1, and I think they do a good job as far as blending out eyeshadow and picking up eyeshadow and putting it on your lip. If you're thinking, well, I don't really have any good brushes, you don't need to go buy some from Morphe or, you know, just expensive brushes. Wet n Wild has some good ones, and I know e.l.f. has good ones too. I haven't tried any more other drugstore brushes. I don't believe so. But like, or Real Techniques has good brushes. Equal Tools, those are good brushes as well, as I've heard. I personally have not tried them, but see, this is a Wet n Wild brush, and it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap, but I don't remember how much this costs. It's been a while. So there's like different options at Walmart, at Walgreens that you can buy. You don't have to go in for the most expensive ones, because I mean, if you want to try out Morphe is quite affordable, I would say, unless you can start like building up a huge bundle, then it gets expensive. But Morphe, they're good brushes and they're so cute. So if you want to order some online, you can do that. You can. The rest of the brushes I honestly have gotten BoxyCharms, or yeah, mostly BoxyCharms. That's where I've gotten them from. So I had some from Ipsy, but I don't have Ipsy anymore. So yes, so if you're curious on how to apply eyeshadow, then just keep on watching. I'm going to use the Matte for Mattes, the e.l.f. palette right here, and I'm going to use this Downtown Sunrise little palette from Maybelline. So these are the ones I'm going to use. So the first step to applying eyeshadow, I personally always prime my eyelids. At first I did not know anything about priming eyelids, so I would not use primer whatsoever, because I mean, I didn't know. I wasn't aware of the fact that you had to use primer, that you could use primer for your eyelids, until I started watching more YouTube videos, more makeup videos, and then I found out, and I was like, you have to prime your eyelids? What? I mean, I knew about priming your face, but your eyelids? You can prime your lips, you can prime your eyebrows, your eyelashes, you can prime everything, honestly. But so there's eyeshadow primers out there to buy, but I personally don't use eyeshadow primer. I use concealer. I mean, sometimes if you don't have eyeshadow primer, then what are you gonna use? So you can use concealer. If you have concealer with you, then you can use your concealer to prime your eyelids. But there are some options. I'm gonna show you, like, I have 4 different primers, eyeshadow primers, and I honestly don't reach for any of these, so they're just going to waste in my drawers. So I'm gonna start with the most expensive one, which is, well, these are like around the same price. It's these two right here. This one's from Too Faced. It is their Shadow Insurance 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer, and then I have this Smashbox 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. These are like mini size. They are not full size. Full size for this one is $20, and full size for this one is $21. So they are up there in price. The next two I have these two, and excuse my horrible nails, by the way. And then I have this one, which is from e.l.f., and this is their Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer, and this is $2. So this is pretty cheap, and I'm sure you can find this at Walmart and at any e.l.f. where they carry e.l.f. And then this is from Hard Candy, and it's their eyeshadow primer, Eyes the Limit. And this is $5. So out of all of those, this one's the cheapest. So I personally don't use eyeshadow primer. I just use concealer. It's better for me. I mean, I personally prefer it. I just think I can just reach for my concealer and I'll be good to go. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to do one eye without any type of primer, and then I'm going to prime one eye. And I'm going to use concealer because that is what I use. This is how I apply eyeshadow, so I'm going to follow the same steps that I would do to apply eyeshadow onto my eyes. So I'm going to scoot you in so you can get a better close-up of my eyelids, and let's get started. Alright, so I have nothing on my eyelids. I use this, which is a Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in light medium to prime this eye, and I'm going to use no primer on this eye. So I'm going to prime this one and not prime this one. Okay, so the reason why people like to prime their eyelids because it helps the eyeshadow stay in place longer, and it prevents it from moving, smudging, or anything. It's just to make your eyeshadow last longer and for a smooth like a smooth canvas to apply and blend eyeshadows over. So that is the main reason why people would like to wear eyeshadow primer. If you don't have a smooth canvas, your eyeshadow could skip and be blotchy, and you don't want that. So I'm gonna start, and I'm going to take this brush right here, which is the e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm going to use that to even out my concealer when I apply it. So I'm just gonna go like this. That should be enough for now. If you need more, obviously you can build it up. It all depends on how much you want. So yeah, let's start. You can also use your finger if you don't have a brush. This, you can always use your finger. Just make sure to have clean fingers. My fingers are clean. I'm hungry. Okay, so you see the difference in eyes. This one is lighter and this one's more red. This is redder. You can see the veins in my eyelids, and this one is more even in color, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna set this eye because I don't want the concealer to crease at all. So I'm going to take, where is my powder? Alright, so I'm gonna take this right here, which is the StudioMakeup HD finishing powder. I'm gonna use this to set my lid. Yeah, my lid. I'm gonna take this sponge right here, dip it into the powder like that. Tap off some excess because I don't want too much. This is a really messy powder, guys, so if you are using powder for the first time, make sure to be careful with it, gentle with it, because it is messy. So I'm just gonna go like that to set it. And I'm gonna take this Kylie brush, it's just this is what it looks like, and I'm just gonna wipe it off. So my eyelid is primed now. So alright, so I'm going to start with this palette, which is the e.l.f. Matte for Matte Eyeshadow Palette, the Summer Breeze. This is what it looks like in the inside. It has some really pretty colors. I personally like this palette a lot, and it's only $10. So for the crease, I'm going to start with this here, which is the pink one. This one right here. And I'm just going to dip that, coat it with the shade, and see, and now I'm gonna tap off the excess, and then I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna start with this eye first, which is, so I always start at the outer, and I just start slowly, and then I start bringing it into the crease just like this, like windshield wiper motions, but slowly. I don't start too fast. Alright, so that's all I want for now. I'm going to go on to the other eye. And I'm doing the same motions on this eye. Nothing different, just windshield wiper motions. Alright, next shade, I'm going to go into a more orangey shade, which is this one right here. I'm just going to put that shade in my crease, directly into my crease. This is just to give the crease more depth. That's how I feel. That's what I feel like it does. It just gives it more depth and it defines it more. So I just have a darker color here. I always start with the lighter shade and then I just build it up to the darkest. So this is a bit darker than the first shade. Alright, so you see how in this I distinguish where I've put the eyeshadow, and this just looks red all around. Alright, now I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to blend it all together. So it probably doesn't look like it in camera, but I've blended this side, and this side I've done the same thing, but the eyeshadow looks like it's faded away, like it's gone. And that's mostly probably because I don't have any eyeshadow primer on this eye whatsoever. I'm going to take this shade right here. Taking that shade, I'm not going to bring it all the way into my crease. I'm just going to start from the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to stop like around here. And I just want that to give my crease more depth. That's the reason for using that eyeshadow. Alright, so now moving on to the next palette, I'm going to take this one right here. I'm probably going to go in with shade right here, this pinkish, and I'm going to put that in the center of the lid. Put my eye, the outer corner of my eye, more depth. I use a much more darker color. So I'm going to start with this brown shade right here. And I'm just going to take my brush that I always use to blend. So for the lower lash line, I always try to mimic what I did on the crease. So if the first shade that I did on the crease, that's the first shade I'm going to put on the lower lash line. And it's done. The eyes are done. Alright, so moving on to mascara. I have two mascaras from Walmart, from the drugstore. You can find at the drugstore that I think are really good. The first one is this one from, they're both from Maybelline actually. So this one's from the Total Temptation one. It's one of their newest mascaras. I really like this mascara. And then the next one is the Colossal Big Shot, and this is in collaboration with Shayla as well, and it's this one. I love these mascaras. I think they're really good. So I'm gonna put on mascara. I'm gonna take the Total Temptation mascara, which is this one, and I'm gonna put on one coat of mascara on my eyelashes. So now I'm gonna go in this eye and do another coat of mascara. And now I'm going to do my lower lashes, but I'm going to use the other mascara for my lower lashes. Alright, and so the final step is I'm going to go back into this shade, that's palette right here, and I'm going to take this shade in the middle, which is this one right here. I'm going to dip my brush into it, and then I'm going to tap off the excess because I have a little bit too much on this. And then I'm just going to go into the inner corner. Alright guys, so this is it. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. Let's recap a little bit. This is how I do eyeshadow for myself specifically. This is how it works for me. I always start with the lightest shade to use it as a transition shade, and then I will start going in with deeper shades in my crease. I always put the darkest shade in the outer part of the crease, in the outer corner. That's where I always put the darkest shade, and then any shade that I want on my lid I always put it on the lid however I want. Shimmers always work best and apply better with your finger for some reason. Also, if you wet the brush, they work wonderful as well. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful. I know I'm not the best at explaining things. I suck at teaching. I cannot teach to save my life. That's why I don't teach. That's why I'm not studying to be a teacher. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. I just said that like 3 times. But if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if this helped you any. What do you think I should do different? I don't know. Or yeah, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video.